Welcome, all my YouTube fans. We are back and we are going to put some frame rails in the Trans Am today. We need to get the areas behind the frame rail cleaned up first and the old rail trimmed up so we can install the new frame rails. But this is what we're looking at. Here's the trim section on the old rail that we're going to do. And then we're going to start grinding on those flanges on the sides, get those cleaned up so that when we get the new frame rails in, they're not in our way and we don't have to kind of get in weird positions between the frame rail and the wheelhouse to get this cleaned up and ground out. So we're going to go ahead and grind this up, flatten it out, make it look all pretty. And then we're going to come through and put some metal etch primer on this after we're done cleaning all these edges up. Now we got to do the right side, and we also have to do the left side. And so once we get the left and right side flanges cleaned up, then we're going to start trimming up the rear frame rail ends to accept the new frame rail that we're going to be installing. Now, I kind of marked this out. I made some measurements, figured out where the new frame rail is going to sit, and where I'm going to cut the two and splice them together. So I'm going to take the die grinder with the side cutoff wheel and get this cleaned up, trimmed up nice and tight. If you guys remember my last video, I used a Sawzall to rough cut everything, get it out of the way. This time I want to use a cutoff wheel because it makes a more precise cut and I can get exactly where I want to with a cutoff wheel. It fits in different angles, different areas, and so I can actually get my cut nice and clean with this cutoff wheel. Later on I will come through with a grinder and deburr it and clean the edges up exactly where I want them. I'll make the last cut from the outside of the frame rail now, and everything will be ready to get removed and prep for the new frame rail installation. Sorry for the butt shot, but that's what you get when I take the flange off. Alright, now we're going to hit it with this coat of metal etch primer. This will keep the areas that we're not going to get to right away from rusting. If you notice, I have a lot of metal etch primer around. It'll save you a lot of time and work in the long run, so I recommend doing this. So next up, we're going to get everything squared up to accept the frame rails. And so in order to square them up and get everything lined up with the car, we need to make sure everything is in line. So I'm going to put my laser on the jig plate, and then I have this block that I made that centers up the laser to the jig plate where I wanted it, and then I also can adjust the laser with this little block that I made. It's got these little adjusting screws I just put on the side. They're just wood screws that I drilled all the way through, but the laser is a little bit on a swivel, so this allows the laser to be adjusted side to side, and then that will allow me to shoot a straight line down the center of the car. A little bit of movement on the laser in the back makes a huge movement on the laser in the very front of the car. So I wanted to use this to get everything precise. So I'll just use my screwdriver, and you can see that I can dial it in, make little adjustments, and get things centered down the center of the car. This is one area I'll check, and then I've marked out the transmission tunnel center. So right there you can see my transmission tunnel. This laser line is centered on that. And then you can see down my jig plate, that line is centered down the jig plate. And then if we'll look, we can actually look down the center of the car and up through the roof. Right where the dome lamp sits, the laser is also centered right on top of those studs where you would mount that dome lamp on the interior of the car. So this line is 100% down the center of the car. So now we can start figuring out where we're going to put our frame rails. I have kind of laid out some dimensions I want the frame rails to sit at. So these are my rough sketches. I don't do things on CAD. I don't know how to use CAD. So I'm old school. I do numbers. I use a tape measure, and I just get in there and I measure points. Make sure that I have good correct points. But with this, we have to put points on our new frame rail that we can measure off of. So I'm going to take my two frame rails and I put them together so they are 100% even with one another. And then I marked out a line on there that I use as my reference line. And then from there, I marked out a hole on each frame rail, and that is only my zero line on these frame rails. I will measure everything else off of these holes when I do my measurements in the future. So I had to make sure these numbers were going to be exact, or I should say these hole positions were going to be exact, because I am going to measure everything off of these and get my numbers from there. So I've gone through, deburr it, make sure everything's good. I have an exact hole size that I want. I do believe it was a 1/2-inch hole that I drilled in these. And now I will clean them up, and then I will use them for my centering holes as I move forward on this project. So let's take a look at what I've done. Basically, you can see here that I have a reference line. I have my two frame rails put together. That reference line is exactly in the same spot on those two frame rails. And then I have I'll call my 0-point holes. And these are where everything's going to get measured off of moving forward on these frame rails. As we move forward, I'm going to have to make sure that these holes are in the exact same spot on the car, and so I need to lay out on my jig exactly where these are going to be. I know my jig's centered to the car, and so now I need to make sure the length of these 0 holes are going to be in the exact same spot. I don't want any deviation from side to side. So here I'm going to go through and make some measurements and use one of my suspension jigging points as a measurement, and then I have some reference holes on the rocker, and I'm using my front subframe as a reference point as well, making sure those, before I do anything, are exactly lined up in the same points from side to side. So that jigging hole, or excuse me, that jigging point for the suspension is the same length from the rocker to left to right, and then that jigging point for the suspension is the same from the subframe, because later on when we do all our work, if we have one that's shorter or longer than the other, it's going to throw off all our numbers in the future. And if we're measuring suspension's going to be off, all sorts of things. So I made sure to spend some time to make sure it was in the right spot. Once we get those jigging points kind of measured out, I got some lines drawn on it. It's time for installing the frame rails and just kind of seeing where they land and seeing how they fit on the old frame and where they fit in the car. Next step after I get my length set is I want to make sure I get my center set. So I'm just measuring out here, figuring out what my good center point will be, and I'm going to make sure that center point is the exact from side to side. So I'm going to measure the left and the right, and using my laser center section as that guide. That is my 0 point right now, for center, left to right. I decided on 17 inches wide, from the middle of the car to left side and then to the right side. So, and then 34 inches altogether is the width between the two frame rails. Alright, well, mocked up, this is what they look like now. You can see there's nothing attaching them to the front of the frame rails, so we're going to have to figure out something there. But my width is set, and I'm happy with that. We know we're going to end up there. And then my length is set on the jigging plate, and it fits well here. All the lines are lining up where I measured off to on the jigging plate, and we've got it temporarily attached to the rear frame rails right now. We'll have to make some gussets and permanently attach those here in the future, but we need to figure out what we're going to do up front. We need to get some kind of cross member made for up front here, so that'll be on the next episode. I didn't want to make this video too long, so we're going to leave it at that. And here's a little side project I did a while back. I took a train body and I put it on a golf cart. This was a fun project. I enjoyed doing this. This was for a place I used to work for, and thought it was a fun thing to do for them. And the project turned out really good. I made the body wider and longer, got it all body worked, primed, prepped, painted, and then had to make some modifications on the bottom wheels as well. And yeah, it turned out really nice, and after it was all done, a lot of people got some enjoyment out of this. So I'm going to leave you with this for now, and then guys, I'm trying to get the next video uploaded pretty quick, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you like and subscribe my channel and share with a friend if you think they'd be interested. You guys stay safe, healthy, and happy out there. Talk to you soon.